Hello, hello. This is Jan. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update. So, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. Thank you for being here. Before I get into the energy reading, I thought I would do a little segment on how to recognize when you're receiving energy or thoughts that are outside of you, meaning that are not coming from you, but from someone else. It's fairly easy when you know how to see the signs. And this is the most difficult part. I mean, it's like, first of all, you have to become aware of your thoughts. And the more aware that you are, the easier this is. The easier you can recognize, oh, this is my own thought, and this is not my thought. This is coming from someone else. But no matter where you're at, I think you can use this exercise and see what happens. If you do try it, please do let me a comment. Do let me know how it went and how you're able to recognize the thoughts origin now. So, when, for example, you're at home, you're doing your things and you're in the flow of doing your things. Let's say you're cleaning up after dinner, for example, and you're loading up the dishwasher. And all of a sudden, you're like, I wonder what's happening with that person. I wonder what's happening with this. This is usually the biggest sign that this thought is not coming from you. It's coming from the field. You're picking it up from the field because someone somewhere has the intention of either contacting you or is thinking about you. It goes in the field and you pick it up from the field. And the key thing here in this example is how you are in the flow doing your thing, loading up the dishwasher. You're available to receive, to be a channel, to receive those messages. If you were in your own thoughts, it would be impossible to be sensitive enough to just like be aware of this thought. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It still can be there, but you might not be aware that it's there. So to become aware, first of all, you need to have the intention and the will to become aware of your own thoughts and the ones that are not yours. And by the way, this is like a mini download. This is what channeling is like. It's the beginning. It's the first part. It's like when you're able to receive short messages like that coming from the field, you are close to being able to channel whatever you want. It's only about learning the mechanics of things. It looks simple, but it's a series of internal shifts that you need to do inside yourself to be able to become that channel, to tune yourself to that frequency. So I just gave one example, but it could happen like all over the place. It usually happens when you are in the flow of things, when you are motivated and focused on something, because your ego and your mind is out of the way at that moment. It's occupied doing something else. This is when messages happen. And the fact that it shows up as a question for you, as curiosity, hey, I wonder what's going on with this person. That is the major sign that it's not coming from you. It's not you wondering what's happening with this person. It's this person pulling on your own energy and you're feeling it. And this is how it manifests to you on your side. It could manifest differently. It could be a thought, a specific thought about a person, about a past event you had with this person, about a conversation, about something in a situation. It happens to me all the time. I'm at home, I'm doing something, and then I have a flashback of, hey, we did this together. Wonder what's happening now. There's always this curiosity about it, this curiosity energy about it. Always, always, always. That's a sign that it's coming from outside of you. If it was coming from you, it would be, I need to know, I want to know, I am knowing. And now it's like, hey, I wonder, hey, and you have this like, this part of the answer, but not completely, if that makes sense. I know I'm not being super clear when I'm saying that, but I'm getting there. Give me a chance. There is also another way to know when it is your thoughts or not. This one might be easier. When you are thinking about something and you're like, why am I thinking about this? When it doesn't feel like you, when it doesn't feel like your own. I mean, it's pretty obvious when it's not your line of thoughts or train of thoughts. When it looks or feels so different that you're like, this doesn't feel like me. I usually don't think this way. Why would I be thinking about that? That's another sign that it could be coming from someone else. And in my last video, I was talking about how we need to be careful about with our thoughts, because it goes in the field and we can influence someone else. So imagine getting to that level of awareness where through your day, I don't want to say through all parts of your day because that's extremely difficult. I could say through the most part of your day. Can you imagine if for the most part of your day, you would be aware of your thoughts and being able to say, this is mine, this is not mine. So not mine, I leave it there. I don't pay attention. I don't hang on. I don't attach to this. It's mine, perfect. Is it positive? Is it loving? Is it useful? Not useful, I let it go. Not loving, I need to change this to a loving thought because I can influence others with that. And is it, in line with myself, with my mission? If it's not, I mean, how do I change it? Because if we talk about like your internal dialogue, it could be possible some people are negative towards themselves. And it could be possible that you're speaking to yourself and it's negative. You need to change that into a positive. So imagine being able to do this throughout most part of your day. How much of an alchemist you become, how much of a power manifester you become, because you know what's going on in the background. You know what system, what software you're running at all times, or practically at all times. The goal is to be able to do this at all times. But it's very difficult in the human body and the lives that we're living. It's very difficult because sometimes we can't, like if we're busy doing something, we cannot always be 100% aware of what's going on in our thoughts. The goal is just to know that it's there and do the best we can to be aware and to change what we can change. So as soon as we become conscious of a thought that is not loving, not serving, or not positive, I mean, we need to switch that around. So when it's coming from you, it's easy to do because it belongs to you. When it's not coming from you, there's many things that can be done, but first of all is to not create a cord between that thought and you. So you need to immediately release it and let it go and ask either the universe, your spiritual team, or the entities that you work with, you ask them to transmute this thought. If you want to go a step further into being in service to other, you even ask the light beings or whoever you work with, as long as it is a benevolent being, you ask the light beings to help this person transmute this thought. And you can send love through your heart space. So that way you positively influence that person. It might be the reason why that you're picking up that thought. It might be for you to help remotely, for you to be in service without them knowing. That's the true meaning of being in service. It's not about shouting through the roofs that you're doing this, you're doing that. No, it's by being in service all the time. You know, some people, Matt Belair, who's a YouTuber, his channel is amazing. He's Canadian and he talks about spirituality. He's very big on saying, do 3 kind acts a day without saying to no one. Well, this count as one when you are in your life doing your things and you have the intention of helping someone that you know that you don't know. It's possible that you don't know where that thought is coming from. You are being in service when you do that. You are helping that person, therefore the collective, just with your intention. And it all starts by being aware of your own thoughts. So that's why I often say to be careful and to use discernment when you listen to spiritual teachings. Because you don't know who these people are and you don't know what their intentions are. You need to be 100% sure that they are there for the right reasons. And because we live in a world like this, in a world where this unified field is linking us to one another, we need to be careful at all times. And talking about the unified field, I feel that we've reached a point where this field is accessible much easier, in a much easier way, because more and more people have done some healing, have done the work, and are aware of that field and are able to connect to it. So, if you imagine that field being a highway of information, always moving, always receiving and putting out information. Imagine all the content there is there. So there is good and there is less good content. That's where I want to go into. The being careful about what we upload in that unified field, the being careful about what we download from it as well. That requires self-awareness and being aware of our thoughts, like I was saying at the beginning of this video. When we reach that level, it's a sense, it's a feeling that we get that we're able to tell, oh, this is coming from me or this is not coming from me. When you reach a specific level, you feel these thoughts and you're able to feel the frequency and to know this is not my vibration, this is not my frequency, this is not mine, this is not my thought, and you're even able to visualize it or feel it somewhere in your energy field. That is all around your physical body, so you can feel it coming from the right, the left, the back, the front. That's why I often say when it is truth, when it is your truth, your body will know and will react. You will feel it right in the middle of your body because it's you and it's your truth. Or it's the truth. When it's not coming from you, it's outside automatically. So being careful what we do with that field is extremely important, of course. And because the layer is so thin now, like the veil is so thin and it's getting thinner by the minute, like by the hour, it's crazy. It's going so super fast compared to what it was before. And if I think back about some of the videos that I put out there, I often mention there is no more time. No more time or space to hide. And that's all related to what I'm talking about today, meaning that the veil is so thin, cannot hide in the veil anymore. You cannot hide behind the curtains anymore. Too many people and more people are now able to know this is authentic, this is truth from it's not authentic, it's not truth. So for the people that are still wearing masks and trying to play a role of anything but what they really are at their core essence, a lot of people now are able to feel that, react to it, and either choose to accept it or not. I'm just going to say it this way because I'm not sure how to word the feeling that I'm getting right now. But besides all of that, the message here is we need to be careful what we do with that field, what we upload and what we download. We are responsible for the content in it, and we are responsible for influencing others with that field. So do you want to influence others in a positive or negative way? My answer is positive, 100%, and so easy. It will and always has been positive. I never want to hurt no one, even though I do sometimes. It's not on purpose, but I would never on purpose, send some negative energy or intentions in that field for someone else. So I'm coming across, and it happened to me lately. And in life, when something happens to you, usually right after you start connecting with people that have been through similar situations, and more I'm connecting with people or people that I know already. They just talk to me about what they're going through, and they realize how they're being influenced by someone in this life, in this physical incarnation. It doesn't have to come or always have to come from a past life. It could become from someone. It could be coming from someone here that you know that you're physically connected to or not. But usually you are. Usually it's somewhere in your surroundings, like maybe third or fourth or fifth degree from you, or even closer. It could be first degree from you, but it's someone in your surroundings that is influencing your energy by their own energy. It happened to me lately. I was connected to this person who was toxic, absolutely toxic, and I knew that person was toxic. I knew it. And I had to cut the cords, because if we were in contact and talking to one another, that person was making me sick to my stomach, to the bottom of my back. It was making me sick. And when I cut the cords, I feel so much better. And people even notice. They notice in my eyes. They notice in the way that I walk, in my energy. They just notice that there's something different, because I'm not carrying that density on me or that heaviness on me coming from that person. But yes, when I first started being aware of that, I didn't know where it was coming from. So be patient with yourself with this. Know that you can reach a level where you know yourself enough and your thoughts enough that you know when it's coming from you and when it's not. And you know how to be in service when it comes to that. And by the way, that's what being in service is all about. It's not about having a YouTube channel or, charging for your services. It's not. It's about helping people like that unconditionally. When you do that, you don't actually know who you are helping when you do that. And that's the purpose. That's how you know you're in an unconditional place to begin with. Anyhow, we are at this point going through a major heart chakra shift or opening. So again, you may be feeling like some anxiety or some pressure in your chest. The heart is trying to expand, to open up even more, to let more light in, to let more unconditional love in, and more of that goodness, to be embodied here on earth. And that's what it means when I say the veil is getting thinner also, meaning that the connection with the above, with the 5D, with the spiritual realm, is a lot easier to make than it used to be. It's faster, it's more direct, it's like straight to the point, because there's less interference in between the two worlds or the two dimensions or the two kinds of density. And more people are able to tune themselves up to the 5D and live in the 3D, embodying that vibration. That's amazing. They are masters walking on earth. There are a lot more at this point than we used to have 6 months ago and a year ago and, a few years ago. We have a lot more now, and we're going to be getting a lot more as well. It's only a matter of time, and it's only a matter of people waking up and people tuning up to that vibration, like understanding that it's a shift that you do, just like you would dial a different radio station or change the channel on the TV. You actually change the vibration. It's exactly the same thing with our body. You change your vibration, therefore you can connect there and start receiving information. So that's how you also do channeling, is by changing your vibration. It's also how you protect yourself. The higher your vibration, the less possibilities of any kind of attachment to happen, or like spiritual attacks. They can try, but they won't be able to attach to your energy. I don't like talking about this subject, but we have to talk about it because spiritual protection is a real thing. For those that are saying that we don't need it, that it doesn't matter, I respectfully disagree. Respectfully. And at the same time, when you increase your vibration like that, you're indicating to the universe where you're at. You're indicating to the universe where you want to go, what you're trying to manifest. Because if you're trying to manifest something, let's say abundance, financial abundance, and you keep saying, I'm so poor, I have no money, what do you think you're attracting? You're attracting no money. You're attracting poverty. We know that by now. So you should be saying, I am financially abundant. I make money easily. So that way you're tuning your body, you're shifting your vibration towards what you want, indicating the universe, hey, I have it. So it's a must. The universe must respond, must reply by sending it to you. This is how everything and anything can be manifested. Of course, when I say anything, there are some physical limits, but that's how it works. And that's how a lot of people are able to make contact with beings in the spiritual realms. That's how mediumship works, by shifting your vibration. That's how some people are able to make contact with aliens, because they can shift their vibration high enough to be able to see, feel, or receive the information from that dimension. Otherwise, it's there. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It is there. It just means that we're unable to access it because it feels like it's invisible. It feels like it's not there because we're not geared towards that kind of vibration. It's a whole process that takes time. It's an alchemy taking place in the body, in the mind, in every cell of our body. It cannot happen overnight. It takes time. And the more you focus on it, the easier it gets, and the faster you move through that ascension or that change, that transformation, and the easier it gets in your journey. So that's it for now. That's what I wanted to say about thoughts and how to recognize thoughts. You can follow me on social media at IndigoGirl555 on Instagram, IndigoGirl on Facebook. You can also reach out by email should you want a reading. You can use IndigoGirl555@gmail.com. Thank you for being here, and until the next time, be well.